Well, I really enjoyed when you were talking with us about making Outbreak such a serious, serious film, yet on the set, Hoffman kept you in stitches with some very strange nicknames. What's that all about?
Well, it's not that he called me, he had nicknames for me, but very often when we would do, like one scene in particular, it was a very, very dramatic scene. It was after an autopsy. I would be on the telephone and he would be calling me different things on the other end of the phone. So he's supposed to be giving me my lines,
yes.
So I can do this dramatic scene. And he's saying, so my little flippant fig, just in the middle of the scene, no rhyme or reason, and I would have to concentrate, So I mean, then I'd have to keep with the scene. And it makes for great energy. It does make for great energy. When you're tired, he's wonderful. But
this is real acting to keep your face set when he's feeding you stuff like this.
Flippant fig and it just, oh my God, some that I really can't repeat. I can't repeat some of them.
How many other daunting hazards were there on this shoot? For example, I'm thinking of so much acting going on within a helmet.
Yeah, I thought that would be a real problem, that would be a problem, but I think what happens is once you're in a scene, you have to be so concentrated that that didn't seem to be a distraction. It was a distraction when we weren't on film, because it was hot and it was so uncomfortable.
Were they really feeding you oxygen in
Yes. Yes.
What's that like?
We carried a little oxygen pack on our back, and it's not a good one. I mean, it's not like a great one. It didn't give you as much oxygen as you naturally get, so you got grumpy and tired and hot. I didn't pass out. And then during the take, they'd have to turn the air off completely. So you'd be, sometimes up to like a minute and a half without any air. And, oh God. I mean, some stale air, obviously. I mean, or I couldn't hold my breath that long, but it was tough.
Well, in talking about things that seem sort of funny, I guess it seems contradictory in a movie as serious as this, but do you have to keep it light sometimes, lest this thing bury you under the weight of its seriousness?
I think so. It was always light. It was like a comedy. The whole set was like a comedy. And then, Wolfgang would come in and tell us to shut up every once in a while, and then we would move on. But it was a light set. It was a great set. It had a really good energy. It wasn't a depressed, somber, serious set. It was fun.
Now, you're playing a character who is herself a scientist. And is it surprising to see, I'm wondering how many women now are occupying positions like that so high up in the hierarchy of these scientific administrations? Or has that always been outside gender lines, that sort of thing? Anything in your own research about that?
It's actually a really good question, and I don't have an answer to it. I know that there are only a handful of virologists. I know of like 2 or 3 women, but I can't even tell you how many virologists there are. But there are very few that work in these BL4 labs and, with these particular kinds of viruses. There are very few.
I would imagine a constant concern with people making this picture is, when do we scare the hell out of the audience? When do we have to remember it's really only an entertainment? And how do we balance the two?
Exactly. Well, the truth is that after talking to them, the scary thing for me was that after speaking to the virologists and asking them questions like, could this really happen? These stupid questions, it's very likely that it will at some point. That was scary to hear it from them.
Yeah.
That was terrifying.
How about your own background now? We have to get to that too. As a model, how did that help prepare you for maybe the rigors of filmmaking, or has it remained a totally separate world?
The modeling career?
Did it prepare you in any way?
Yeah, I'll tell you how it prepared me. They're both so boring that you want to stick, needles in your eye. I mean, really, it's just like so boring. It really is hard to get through, because I like I think I'd be a better director in a way. I mean, not that I have a talent for it, but that I'm doing something constantly. With acting, it's stop and go. And when you stop, it's like 2 hours, and then you have to get up and perform, and then you stop again, and then you have to get the energy up again. It's hard. So
it's a kind of rhythm that you knew already from modeling.
Exactly.
So it did help.
Yes, it did. And also, I don't know when the camera's there. So that, I'm not aware of the camera, which was a good thing.
Now, you've also said that modeling sort of taught you that things come and things go, and probably the same holds true for acting. Tell me a little bit about that philosophy.
I just think we have different seasons, and you have to take the season and seize it. And I didn't
Seize the
understand.
season.
Seize the season. And I didn't understand that when I was younger. You know, you don't understand it. You just think, or you don't think. Basically, I didn't think. And so now I have a certain time as an actress, and as a businesswoman, I think take advantage of this time creatively and financially and make the most of it. So,
take us away from movie making totally in the last minute we have here. What does Rene Russo do, and what's on your mind when you're not doing a film?
my family, my friends, just simple things. I like to go to the park with the baby.
18 months now?
Yeah, she's 18 months.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really, so it's just not very exciting. It wouldn't be exciting to anybody else, but watch her face as she goes down the slide for the first time. You know, things like that, because you get to relive your childhood in a way.
I mean, a child at an amusement ground.
It's so exciting.
That would be Outbreak, wouldn't it?
Yes.
The title of the movie could apply to that.
Yes. I mean, you just go to watch them and you relive it, and it's great because I'm sort of a stick in the mud. I wouldn't go to Disneyland. It's like, oh, Disneyland. I mean, I wish I weren't that way, but now I'll have a reason to go and I'll be able to live it. I'll be able to be with her and live it again with her. It'd be great.
Well, out from behind that helmet is Rene Russo, and we're here in Los Angeles talking about Outbreak. Thanks much.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV5.